Hey guys, so I forgot to do this video. I did the Euphoria video for Melania and Matt Pop, but that is without the numbers. So it was pre-release. So I've forgotten to do for after they are released because there's just too many things going on GL side. But anyway, this video is about Melania and Matt Pop, Euphoria, and teams that they will be suitable in. So for Melania, her Euphoria, the first part is that when she is actively attacking, means when you use her incantation and she attacks an enemy, they will gain Moxie Extraction. So it's a negative status, and when an enemy with that negative status is being attacked, the unit that's attacking it gain 1 Moxie, right? So let's say Melania, you use an incantation, then now she inflicts it on the enemy. Now if she attacks again, she will then consume the stacks and gain 1 additional Moxie. At the same time, she gives back the enemy Moxie Extraction. And this is stackable with Recoleta. So if you attack with Recoleta debuff, so it would inflict 2 stacks. So now if Melania attacks it, it will take 1 stack but add on back another stack, right? So they do stacks. So this makes the whole party very easily get to their ultimate, regardless of which unit you are using, but they have to attack the enemy with the negative status. Her tier 2 fixed plan, right, is now applied to all allies and gain an additional effect, which is ultimate crit rate and critical damage, 6%. Right, this fixed plan, the ultimate power increases by 12% and is stackable up to 6 times and cannot be dispelled. So the critical rate and critical damage can stack up to 6 times as well. So that you are looking at up to 72% of damage dealt, and then ultimate crit rate 30% or 36%, and critical damage 36%. This is huge, and now it's for the entire party, which is extremely big. So the question is, how often or how frequent can Melania use her ultimate in order to stack it up 6 times? If you are doing like every other turn, you can use her ultimate. You still need like 12 turns to get the full 6 stacks. So it's actually take a bit long to stack up. But this, however, can change if you are using Recoleta, where you use Recoleta's precast on Melania so that Melania can trigger her ultimate more times in the early rounds, getting up all the way to 6 stacks. And when you are maxed out on the stacks, then you can use the precast on Recoleta herself and she will be doing a lot of damage. So in the fight where Recoleta seems to be very broken together with Melania, it was in the Gold Rush raid. And do remember that raid is very easy for us to gain Moxie, so it becomes like you probably can ultimate almost every turn, or probably every turn. Especially now with Melania's tier 3 or tier 4, it says that when entering battle, Moxie plus 5, all allies access Moxie is temporarily stored. So now she have Tuesday's effect. So you can overflow on Moxie, stack it out, so now it's easier for you to trigger her ultimate again and again. But still here, if I'm doing it every turn, you still need a certain number of turns, which in other raid may not be as effective, or if you are using in Reverie, before you can reach 12 turns, either you should already kill the enemy or the enemy will kill you. So you probably will not be able to push all the way to her maximum potential. That is if she's alone. Now, Recoleta do start off with her precast, and Melania start off with 5 Moxie. So if you use Recoleta's precast, it's the most probable one to use the ultimate is Melania. So means in turn 1, you can already like double tap on the ultimate and instantly get like 24% damage up and 12% crit and crit damage on ultimates, right? And then after that, you just quickly use it once or twice, and she will already be very, very strong for the team. And tier 3 is that for every buff of fixed plan, her ultimate will deal 50% more additional mental damage, which means total of 300%. And her current one, if I'm not mistaken, 650. So she can deal 950% mental damage on her ultimate, which is big, but that is not the main focus of her kit anymore. She becomes more of a ultimate support unit rather than a DPS unit, and she will have the utility to reduce enemy moxie and things like that. Alright, so overall I think Melania is crazily good, and luckily I did get her with that on the shop. So for you guys who don't, good luck. If you really want to use Recoleta, you really want to have Melania as well. For team comp, she basically can fit into any team that focus on ultimate, and here are some of the ultimate oriented DPS unit like Lilia, Spatulia, A Knight actually hit really hard AoE, and his S2 can help him to gain Moxie. So it's really about that cycling through her ultimate as fast as possible for damage. That's A Knight's kit. Calabauna, right? Those are ultimate oriented. But Calabauna, to be fair, the follow-up attack is an incantation, if I'm not mistaken, because she's using her skill 1 or skill 2 depending on the planets that she have. And for support, she's already one of the support, but you can never have too many of them, so you can bring 2. And here are other options like Pickles. Pickles Recoleta is really good, as demonstrated by a lot of people, but again, that is Gold Rush. Do remember that those raid has different mechanics. And then Lopera is really good because her fixed plan now also provide crit damage and crit rate. So Lopera providing more crits can guarantee your party to crit and convert those excess crit. 6 as well. 6, I would actually like sometimes call him a DPS unit that orients around ultimate. So really, he will be able to make use of Melania's buff. At the same time, he's debuffing the enemy, so the entire team can actually hit harder. Of course, Shemaine can distribute Moxie with the speed that Melania is getting Moxie, using her ultimate, giving Moxie to Shemaine getting Moxie, distribute back to Melania. Everyone will be outing like crazy. And with the buff, Shemaine's gonna hit harder as well. So definitely very good combination. And the last one here is Argus. Argus very good if you're fighting against one single target enemy, and then you spam ultimate on it with all the debuff that Argus inflicts, then that part is gonna hit really hard. As for sustain, I didn't list them here, but you can use any sustain you want. Now even Medicine Pocket, so to be Bebbles, right, Villa, Cacania, Teferi, you can use all of them, especially if you are having Lopera in the team, so there's another sustain there. So very safe. All right, so that would be Melania. Okay, for Madpock, so the Euphoria alter his S2, which is the healing incantation alchemy wave. So what it does now is that if you're like, when you use it, the entire party will be receiving that buff or healing. So if say that if the target HP is below 50%, then you recover HP. So it's based on the attack times the recovering rate. If the target HP is above 50%, then she will instead grant a shield to that unit. Okay, but remember, this shield does not stack with J, which means if you want to use him with J, do note that their shield doesn't stack. But there is a benefit for J in the sense that when you use that healing incantation, instead of healing, now she grants a shield, right? But at the same time, she consumes the HP. As you can see from tier 3, the second bullet point, when casting Alchemy Wave, consume 10% of all allies' current HP if the target HP is below 50%. Additionally, recover 25% lost HP. So this can help J to bring the HP down to about 50% very fast, very quickly. Okay, so that is one benefit, but their shield do not stack. Okay, and hence if you're using with J, you should cast J's shield first, because now if you have Madpox shield up, then J will not be able to stack onto hers or to his. Okay, so that would be about Alchemy Wave. And if the enemy attacks the party, Madpox will also cast Alchemy Wave up to 2 times. So this is very beneficial because it's considered a rank incantation, so it does help for Mercuria and for Flutterpage. Right, for tier 2, it changes his S1 Inherent Habit. When cast, consume 10% of current HP and only Madpox, right? And reduces the target critical resist rate by 30%. That's as good as crit rate up by 30% and critical defense by 40% for 2 rounds. So this is pretty huge buff that he get on his S1. Now, for his ultimate is consume 20% of his HP and deal lost HP times 150%. So let's say his HP is about 10,000, so you get 50% of that gone, 50. And then when you use ultimate, it further consumes 20% of that. So like at most, let's say you had 70% of HP lost. And that would be around maybe 6,000 to 7,000, I guess, of HP loss. And then you multiply by 1.5. So overall, the ultimate will do an additional of 10,000 Genesis damage to the enemy. And here we have the team. Honestly, I think he can be in any team. It's something like Babel's. Very good sustain unit, can be in Reverie. You would want to use him there. And specifically for Team Com, he will have a very good synergy with Semmelweis and Eternity, because Eternity and Semmelweis, or at least Eternity, wants the party to be below 50%, or at least 50%. Because Eternity has this Euphoria condition where at 50% HP, then all excess crit can be converted to crit damage. So Madpox can help to balance the HP around at 50%, but providing the shield so that they don't die that easily. But one of my major complaints is that since you want the extra crit to be converted to crit damage, but Madpox is a debuff, so the crit resist down and crit defense down is on the enemy. I don't think that is really accounted for during the calculation of excess crit being converted to crit damage. Initially, I thought is when you attack, and including the resist down, whatever crit you have excess, it will be converted. But seems like that is not the case. I will need to check that out again. But anyway, for now, I'm assuming that it is not. So that's my major complaint, because Eternity and Madpox, yeah, that part on the crit access to crit damage can't really be optimized. And obviously, as mentioned just now, another 2 synergy is Madpox is on the follow-up attack units, attack team with Flutterpage as well as Mercuria, because Madpox doing follow-up is a rank incantation and will help in Mercuria stacks and also help in Gust stacks. Right, so that's all for this video. Thank you very much for watching and have a good day.